Liberty Council document, you may have been in a worse situation than you're in now. Seriously.
Really? Because what they actually said in court was that I'm charged with contempt, I can possibly go to jail, and they upped it to a class 1 misdemeanor. So exactly what kind of worse position could I have been in? I really can't.
They didn't up it. You are not criminally charged. You are not criminally charged. The judge may have not given you an opportunity to clear it through this writing. The judge may have just said you're going to go down and cool yourself in jail civilly until you get it right, until you figure it out. And we're going to be in front of her on Wednesday, and that's maybe exactly what happens if you want to put this in front of her.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I am going to turn in what I feel is right when I fine-tune all of this.
Let me tell you something you're wrong about. You were there in open. You continue to say something under oath on the stand. You said you now understand. You continue to say in this document that a signed order is not a binding order. That's not true.
No, I did. That is not what I said. I did not say that all in this thing. I did not say that. You misread this.
Okay, you say the written. Let me tell you where you're in.
No.
You need to listen. The written gag order was not issued until December 26th. It was issued in October. We didn't receive it in my office until the 26th, but it was issued in October by the court. So you're in error on that.
Okay. Well, first of all, what I asked for in this motion is just for it to be signed. I didn't say it doesn't count because it's not signed. All I said was, please sign it so that I can appeal it. That's what I asked for.
Okay, what it said is I'm quite concerned that it was not legally and fully even in effect. That's wrong.
Well, that is my opinion, because there was gross professional misconduct going on, because they're basically erasing things in the courthouse, okay? You weren't there that day, so you don't know what Carrie Harrison was doing. But basically what she was saying was to do things that were completely illegal. A judge has to follow a law themselves. It's not acceptable for her to do what she did. She can't do that. It's illegal. And in addition to that, if you read the entire thing in entirety, you would understand that Kayla almost died. And that's what's being overlooked in this whole thing. I have a right as a mother to speak out and basically say, my daughter was almost going to die. She hadn't eaten in 3 days. You're overlooking the importance and the value of how important it was that she hadn't eaten. This was so important. That email you have in your hand is absolute gold. It's gold. It's saying she hadn't eaten in 3 days. And Lori Tatum hiding that, and them destroying evidence, both in the courthouse and also making the CASA destroy evidence. And this is unacceptable. And them, all they care about is shutting me up. It's not acceptable. So I'm going to give this to the judge, and she can decide what she's going to do with it. Period.
You want it? What you don't have in here is that, okay, you don't have the names of the people.
Yes, I do. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I have the names of the people in here that have committed the things that they did wrong.
No. You don't have the names of the people she asked you to do in terms of where the stuff was.
You know what? We don't live in Hitlerville. I'm not giving the names of the people across the United States that I have talked to. And besides, it would be too broad. Do you know how many people I've talked to in regards to the case on the street? Once I said, you know what, my daughter's life's in danger. I can't go around and say, well, let's see, I talked to Joe Schmo and this Joe Schmo and this Joe Schmo. That's not even possible. I can't even do that. It's not even possible to do that. But what I did clearly give is what I've already given in response motions and what I've taken down. I clearly stated what I have done and how I am complying. So I am complying with as much as possible what it is that I am doing. I am following.
When you say that 99% of the children taken do not return to their parents, that statistic think is wrong.
It is not wrong. A report was just given, and I can prove it. It is not a random thing I'm pulling up to make people mad. It absolutely was a report that was just filed by Charles Flanagan to Doug Ducey, and I can prove it. It's not a wrong statistic. It is an absolute factual statistic. It's a 77-page report that was given that just came out.
Do you have a copy of the report that you can attach?
Absolutely.
Well, the court asked you what your understanding of the law was and to talk about your children's best interests, and those two things you overlooked completely.
No, I didn't. I went over each thing based off of what she did and what she said. She also asked me, why it wouldn't be in the best interest. Okay, she said, if you do not believe that it is harmful to the children, explain why. And I broke that down, why it wouldn't be harmful. But in addition to that, I clearly stated how I was trying to comply with the court order despite the fact that I don't necessarily agree to it. I am complying despite all of that. So she can take it or leave it. I mean, it is what it is. It is unconstitutional. They are not following the laws themselves. And in addition, there are clauses in other laws out there that state if my daughter's lives are in danger, okay, I have the right. It is criminal activity for them to cover this up, period. It is not okay for them to be doing what they're doing. We absolutely have irrefutable proof that my daughter has almost died. You cannot sit there. It's more than just them removing the feeding tube. You have an email in your hand that said Kayla didn't eat for 3 days, and they just sat there and didn't do anything. You have an opinion from somebody else that said that child needs to be removed from that foster home immediately, and they sat there and did nothing. This is not just a mom saying, gee, my child's in danger. You have multiple people saying this child is in imminent danger, and nothing was done.
So will you point me to the page where it addresses whether or not having confidentiality on the internet is in your kid's best interest? It's on the front page. She says it doesn't matter. She says, second page, no social media damage to my daughter. Right there.
My kids were already socially, if you read the first paragraph, my kids were, and their health information was already socially on the internet before they were taken. It was not damaging them. And in fact, my kids were okay with that. And they participated. And we were helpful to the community. It was not socially damaging to them in any way, shape, or form. And in fact, it was helpful to the community.